Eric.
We are so back, bro. So back.
Yes, I like your energy. It's way better than my contemplative energy.
Thank God, dude. Your contemplative energy is it's an audiobook, let's just say that.
Dude.
It's not a movie.
No, you're right. It's a snooze fest.
Snooze, you lose.
Yeah. Well, you got to bring high T talking. The T stands for talking to this podcast.
I heard people listen to this podcast to fall asleep.
We've been getting that feedback a lot.
And for those people, I have one thing to say to you. Wake up!
Or sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams, cowboy.
Yeah. Kapow.
Kapow.
Oh.
How are you doing on this beautiful, fine Thursday afternoon? We're recording this a day early.
And we are recording this from the Mobile Podmobile outside of, you guessed it, a Subway sandwich franchise. We're scoping things out. Good cop, bad cop on the beat. Watching the patrons go in and out. I might do a stop and frisk and see what kind of sandwich they made.
A stop and toast, if you will.
Stop and toast, yes.
Dude, it's been a minute since we've eaten at the Way. And I gotta say, I don't miss it one bit, Ty.
I know. We should go a minute longer.
Yeah, I'm happy to do 25 minutes longer.
Perfect.
We won't be eating there after the episode either, just in case you were wondering.
Far too full from the cup of soup I just slurped up. Trying to add more sound effects to our podcast. It's hard. We're not really that animated.
No, definitely not. What's new in your life, Ty? What's going on?
Oh man. So let's see here. I just learned some interesting news about the Way. Would you like to hear it?
Yes way.
Yes way. No way. So Subway has announced this week, Eric, that they are planning over the next year or two to open 10,000 new locations.
Subway is opening 10,000 new locations this year?
They're going to open a couple thousand this year. This is probably like a 4-year plan, to be honest. But they're hoping to add 10,000 franchises. So they're already... There's got to be... There's more than enough. I don't know the numbers, but there's more than enough.
I can drive to at least 20 Subways without looking at Google Maps. That's how many there are. Like I can just drive to 20 of them off rip.
Bro, you just drive 3 blocks from here and you'll cross 4 by accident. They find you.
They do find you at your lowest usually.
Yeah, facts. It's every way you go.
So that's kind of surprising because they have roughly 44,000 locations to date, assuming they haven't made any new ones since we last talked about that number. So that's like a big jump. That's 20% more, 25% more.
Yeah,
so
huge.
What's leading the charge here? Because last I heard, Ty, their sales were dwindling.
That's what I heard too. They were holding emergency meetings. Their profits are shrinking. The footlong is the same size. I think what's going on here, Eric, is they're realizing that we are kind of washed as a brand in North America. So these 10,000 locations, some of them will be in existing markets like France and United States and wherever they have it. But they're mostly interested in entering new markets. And the markets in particular that they announced were Uruguay and Mongolia.
Muy bien.
Yeah. I'm so confused, though, because there's no way they can squeeze 10,000 Subways into... I know Mongolia is a big country, but there's not that many people there. Who's going to go to this?
Huh.
I don't even know what the Mongols eat. Like, I don't know what their typical diet is, but I doubt it's 12 inches of meat, cheese, and bread.
Yeah, I guess. I just Googled it, and just like every other place on Earth, consists of dairy products, meat, and animal fats.
Oh, that's basically what I just said, so maybe we're okay.
The Mongolian diet is far from being called healthy, according to lupinepublishers.com. This is the Genghis Khan era of food, so...
Wait, what do you mean it's far from being healthy?
That's just what this article said, which I'm not going to read. It's just a snippet I found.
Okay, fair enough.
But if that's the case, then they've probably struck gold.
Yeah, for sure. They're like, wait, you guys have a far from healthy...
Dude, they're like, fuck, how have we not tapped this market before?
Dude, wow, the holy grail of fast food.
Dude, it's like throwing a steak into a lion pit
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna have fucking hordes of people lining up at Subway. That's
That,
pretty awesome.
dude, that makes a lot of sense then, because, like I said, I think the population of Mongolia is really small. It's 3.4 million people.
Wow. So that's
Yeah,
like same as Vancouver, right?
I think so. So imagine 10,000 subways in just Vancouver.
So okay, you're doing some math here. 3.4 million divided by
Let's assume that every single one of the subways ends up in Mongolia because of the very, very hungry, very, very fat Mongol people. Um, that's one subway for over 340 civilians.
Mhm.
Pretty impressive.
That sounds like a lunch rush to me.
No kidding. Yeah, dude, that's a lot of footlongs every day.
Just for my sanity, can you do 3.4 million times 12?
Yeah, of course. You want to know how many inches we're talking?
I want to know how many inches that is per day, assuming they eat once a day.
40,800,000 inches.
Hell yeah, dude. They're
Oh, yeah.
circling the earth 8 times
Dude,
a day there.
those are some big numbers they're putting up.
Wow.
Big people.
So maybe the Subway CEO has finally woken up and is realizing like we got to tap new markets. We've run the American market dry, the Canadian market, pretty much damn near every market.
Dude, the problem with the American market is no one is thinking about Subway anymore. Every single conversation is always Shake Shack versus In-N-Out. Shake Shack versus In-N-Out.
Dude, the age-old question. That's going to go down in the history books as like the great debate of our time.
It's the new talking about the weather for the bi-coastal elites.
Exactly. It's really just a race war hidden in plain sight.
Are you team West Coast or East Coast?
Exactly.
Dude, I had to just look up some common Mongolian cuisine like meals just to rest assured that they're like not just eating junk food. And it doesn't sound like it.
I'm looking at your screen and not a single word is like legible.
I know, but there's some pretty funny names for their dishes. Like they eat something just called buzz, which is steamed dumplings with minced meat, and they eat something called boo dog.
How long is it?
I don't. What do you mean? Like how many inches?
Is it a hot dog?
It's a boo dog.
No shit, but is it a sausage of some kind?
Dude, I'll just describe it to you. A unique dish where an animal, usually a goat or a marmot, is cooked from the inside out with heated stones placed inside its body.
Mamma mia.
That sounds like torture to me.
Dios mío.
I've never heard of that concept, to cook from the inside out. That isn't like the Western mind cannot even fathom how we would do that.
Yeah, the only way I know how to do that is to put the steak on low heat because that cooks the inside. But I'm not inverting the steak.
You're not.
Like that's kind of wild to like. That's the next level animal domination. Not only are we killing and cooking an animal, but we're cooking it inside out.
Like the closest I can think of this in Western cuisine is when you get the meatball sub untoasted, because you got this hot stone like object entering a cold sandwich, and then by the time you have first bite, that heat is dissipated and kind of distributed amongst the entire meal.
No, I totally agree, man. Another one is the debunked pizza sub.
Yep, the pizza sub's kind of the same thing.
It's kind of backwards, isn't it?
It's a little, dude. It's a little backwards.
Like the fact that they had the sauce and cheese on top, just twist the little thing.
Okay, that's a really funny sentence. We'll just let that sit for a second.
I know. I'm pretty proud of myself.
They call it the pizza sub, but it's at Subway. They should invert the language and make it sub pizza.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm. It's wordplay.
It is. You're playing with the words.
They say don't play with your food or words.
That's right. So based on the two things you just talked about, Ty, sounds like Mongolian food is kind of a mix of Chinese food and Russian food.
That would make so much sense.
Geographically speaking, it's at the intersection of art and design.
It is fusion food between two world powers.
Wow.
They're and
stuck in the middle with you.
Wow. They are inside this. They are the meat in the sandwich of Russia and China.
Wow. Dude, compressed. Ukraine could only dream of having such strength.
I don't know. That's a tricky job to be the intermediary between those two. I would imagine that Mongolian politics are very very
Neutral?
challenging, very
Imagine they're
neutral.
very
Yeah,
neutral.
they try not to say too much.
I feel like they don't care about politics. They're more focused on eating boondogs or whatever.
Yeah,
instead.
boondogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was a Mongolian, I would also just be like, yeah, whatever you guys say, you guys got the nukes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of crazy because thousands of years ago, they were the U.S. and Mexico of the Eastern world. Like,
you're right.
China built the wall.
Right.
Said, stay out.
That's right. They're the reason that we got the first border wall.
Yeah. That's kind of wild when you think about it. So, like, will the Mexico-USA border become the next Great Wall?
Absolutely not, dude, because we don't live in a time where people make great artifacts like architecture anymore. Like the American-Mexico border wall at its best will be made of barbed wire and like just like metal fencing.
Yeah.
It's not
It'll
going
look
to be
exactly like the subway, actually, if you think about it.
It will look exactly like the subway.
Because the subway we're looking at has like sheet metal for a kind of decor, a motif.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's possible that it'll be flimsy.
Yeah, like one more hurricane and it's going down.
Exactly.
So I don't think that it will be ever remembered unless it's actually made from like large stone blocks layered up to create a castle-like structure.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty cool. That's a wall I can get behind or on top of.
Yeah, you'll have to get behind it, Ty. That's the whole point.
That's true. Take a side.
Wow. So Mongolia, probably a gold mine for Subway.
Mm-hmm.
Praying for their success. So they stay alive, so we have something to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Uruguay, is there any reason why they would choose that, other than the simple fact that there is no current subways there?
I don't really know. I think they're pretty established in other areas of Brazil and Argentina and Chile, so it makes sense to just move into neighboring countries. That's how imperialism works, right?
Spreading like a disease.
Yeah, one border at a time.
That's true. I also get the vibe that like Uruguayans are very patriotic in the culinary sense. You know what I mean? They stick to their traditional foods. This is a total assumption, by the way, but their food is so good, I imagine that why would you eat anything else? It's like Italians, like we just eat Italian food. It's the best food. So why? It's like if Subway opens in Italy, which it has, I'm not surprised no one eats there, because why would you? Nona's got the better panini.
That's true. Shout out to Nona. You're right about Italy, and Italy does have great regional cuisine. So good that there's millions of Italian restaurants, and it inspired Subway itself to make a sandwich. But I don't know about any cuisine from Uruguay that's made its way into popular culture. Like, there's no Uruguay restaurants.
I'm not talking about popular culture, though. I'm talking about like regional preference. Like if you were a Uruguayan and you're thinking like, what do I want to eat tonight? You're probably just gonna go get an empanada or like some dish that you've eaten your whole life because it's the best thing that you can get.
Right.
Why would you take a risk on a sandwich chain from Connecticut?
That's a really good point. Like you're sticking to, looks like they eat something called asado, which is grilled beef, or chivito, which is a popular sandwich with beef, ham, mozzarella, lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise.
Sí, claro.
Have you had a chivito before?
No.
Me either. Dude, we should try to recreate this here. It's often considered Uruguay's national sandwich, the chivito. And we've never even had it.
Chivito, papi.
Dude, this is what they're competing with, though. This is what you're trying to say, right?
Exactly.
Dude, it's like the BMT versus Chivito. It's the In-N-Out versus Shake Shack.
And it also sounds like they're gatekeeping these grails of a dish. You know what I mean? Because I've never heard of half of these. I'm looking down the list. I've heard of empanadas, of course.
Mm-hmm. I've never
heard of... I've heard of mate.
Mate, yeah, of course. From the yerba plant.
Of course, yerba mate.
Mm-hmm.
Wine and beer is cool.
Yeah, that's an option. That's crazy that we're looking up a list of the top 5 types of food that Uruguayans eat, and one of them is just wine and beer.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
I would love to try their food. I would also try to travel there at some point because I saw Anthony Bourdain go there. He loved it. He was kind of shocked at how good it was.
No way.
Which is
what a
kind
sleeper.
of, it would be my reaction as well because I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, weird move for Subway, honestly.
It doesn't seem that weird now that we're talking about it, simply because there is a national interest in sandwiches there.
That is true.
And that might just be enough to convert a few progressive Uruguayans.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, meat between bread unifies all, you know?
That's true. Just like Mongolia is the meat between Russia and China.
Exactly. It's the meat between rice and bread.
Yeah. Whoa.
But yeah, man, that's awesome. We got to try this Uruguayan sandwich.
I know. I'm trying to figure out where we can cop one here in Vancouver. We could obviously recreate a sad version of it 20 feet from us in the next 10 minutes.
That's true. Does it have a list of ingredients and,
it does.
And the image?
No image, but beef, ham, mozza, lettuce, tomato, mayo. It's pretty simple. They love their beef in Uruguay. It's central to their diet.
Dude, thank God for Reddit, Ty, because I just looked up a thread that says, Uruguayan BCers, where can I get an authentic Canadian chivito?
Great question.
And there's no responses.
Oh, shit, no comments.
Not a single response 4 months ago.
We might have to make our own.
Damn. Well, okay, I did another Google, and apparently El Camino's has one.
Okay. I didn't realize El Camino's had any Uruguayan food at all. I've eaten there a few times and never. I'm bad to just assume it's just like Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, not far off.
Yeah, fair enough. Dude, it looks like a good sandwich. I'm looking at photos of it right now.
Yum.
Kind
of looks like a bacon, egg, and cheese, but like cracked out.
Yeah, 100%. A BLT that is on roids.
Wow, lovely.
Very lovely. Now I'm salivating.
My bae wants to plan a trip to South America at some point, probably the next year or so.
Soon.
Uruguay has always been like a want to visit on that list. So I think even more now I want to try it. Dude, yeah, we'll have to figure out how to do that.
My bae is Sao Paulo pilled as well right now.
Really?
Yeah, because we have some in-laws in South America, in Brazil. So the goal is to go visit them sometime in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Dude, I was about to ask, is there I don't know, Love is Blind Brazil or something that I'm not watching? Because all these girls want to go to South America now.
Oh, shit, there probably is. Damn. Oh, no.
They're watching Too Hot to Handle Rio version. Fuck.
Those guys are probably so ripped. I don't stand a chance.
Babe, it's not going to be like that when we visit.
There's normal people there, too.
Yeah. Fuck. Well, regardless, I mean, we'll be pretty blessed as well. There's some fine ladies there, I imagine.
It's true. If she runs away, I'll have options. Exactly. I got options. Don't forget it.
What else is new, Ty? Oh, actually, real quick on the Subway opening new places, they're closing them here. A friend of the show recently sent us an article that was saying one is closing in Victoria.
I like how the pause there where you redacted the name.
Friend of the show. Beep.
Yeah. So yeah, they're dropping black olives around this neighborhood.
Damn.
They can't compete with the local chains.
Exactly. People just don't care about Subway anymore like they used to.
I actually think it's kind of like a war on handhelds, to be honest. I think it's in general, the fork and knife establishments are they're cleaning up around here. I don't know what's up with that. I think people just want to be serviced. They don't want to DIY it.
Could it be a national shift towards being germaphobes post-COVID? This is a post-COVID society where touching your food is a no-no if you're in a first world country.
Yeah, I think that's a symptom of it, but I think that's also a derivative problem that comes from just the shift to knowledge worker economy as well. We're not getting the blue collar boys in here as much as they used to be because they don't exist. We have an Amazon campus now. We have Deloitte's got a giant tower. You think the Deloitte guys want to go to Subway? Well, they probably do.
They want to deep down, but they know they have to get the consultant bowl.
That's true.
It's part of the brand.
Yeah, exactly. So you can only eat so many consultant bowls. It makes me realize, actually, is there a subset of the male identity?
Nice.
Like, what?
Subset?
Subset. Whoa. Like some variation of men that don't go to Subway? Because, like, it's all the blue-collar guys, all the tech workers actually probably do. Like, I know so many developers, like, man, we've talked about that in length, so my Amazon argument's out the door. But is there, like, a group of guys that just don't go?
Great question, Ty.
Do gay guys like Subway?
They love footlongs.
Wow, I walked into that one immediately.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
This is tough because a lot of people will say they don't want to go, but deep down they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like elite types.
Mm-hmm,
like people who think they're too good for the way will say like, I would never eat there. I'd rather just eat at a mom and pop sandwich shop or Jimmy John's or something like that.
Nah, that's all social signaling.
Exactly.
They're lying to your face.
That's what I'm saying. They probably still do want to go. So is there a group that truly never went and will not go and doesn't want to?
I can see you growing out of it in old age. Like, you hit 80 years old and you're just
Can't
like,
take the meat anymore.
I can't take it anymore. Like, you may literally die if you try to digest it at that point. But you're not, like, completely annexed from Subway. Like, you still had a lifetime that you got to share with it and grow together. It truly helped you grow physically larger. So I don't even know if that counts.
I know who's not eating there.
Who?
Doctors.
Oh shit.
Doctors and dentists.
Yeah, you're right.
Dude,
you're absolutely right.
They can't have any kind of stench on their hands when they return to work. It's not safe.
You're not even the stench, dude. It's unhealthy.
Oh fuck. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking more like you can't return to work smelling like the way, because like you're gonna be operating on somebody and they'll be like they're gonna wake up from their deep slumber.
Can I get a bite?
Yeah.
Lunch is ready.
Exactly. But yeah, you're right. The health effects might be enough to turn the prudent consumer away.
Like, I don't know how many dentists or doctors recommend Subway. I don't think it's 9 out of 10 or 4 out of 5.
Exactly. Wow.
Huh. But then, like, you know how, like, so many nurses smoke? So many health workers. Yeah, I live by a hospital. They're constantly just like sucking back big drags of cigarettes in the alley outside because it's a stressful job.
Makes sense.
You need an outlet.
I guess so. And nurses, like, they don't have a PhD, and so they may not have gotten to that chapter yet where it says smoking's bad.
Yeah, 100%. It could be just a lack of education.
Like they haven't made it all the way to
right,
the
right.
end. So doctors are like, I learned about this in school. Bad. But the nurses, like, they haven't gone that far yet.
Yeah, dude. The nurses, even the doctors in residence, they're still learning, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it could be that, but I also just think there's something that's like a little cheeky about advice when you know you shouldn't.
Oh, dude, it makes it all that much better.
And our good healthcare workers, nurses included, they go through so much trauma that they don't have the means of processing because they're trained to, like, physically heal, not mentally. So a cigarette will do that, and I think a footlong could fulfill the same job.
I don't know, dude. I think all that sodium will get your heart racing even more so, just to, like, get it out of your system. So I don't know. I think if you were already going through something traumatic and you down to 12 inches, you might just hit the end.
Dude,
hit the wall.
Yeah, you're right. Imagine if, like, your brain surgeon is visibly shaking because he got the meat sweats from lunch.
Dude, it's not very sanitary.
No, it's not at all.
There's like 8 trucks just like pulled up. What's going on here?
Chaos around here.
Absolute chaos. It's quite interesting though to watch.
Oh, it's really unfolding right before our eyes.
That's right. Well, Ty, we're nearing the end, but I have to get this topic out because we've pushed it away like 3 or 4 times now. And I know, Big Ice Pack doesn't want to talk about it, but we will.
Dude, people need to know.
It's the Erewhon $30 ice pack.
Yes.
Okay. I've been thinking about this every day since I learned about it. And I gotta say, there's so many things here that piss me off, but a lot of things that I'm just where do I tap the debit card?
Dude, you want to cop the $30 ice pack? There's only 8 ice cubes in this penny pound ice balls ice pack. And that would make it $4 a ball.
$4 a ball?
$4 a ball. That's cheaper than the meatballs at Subway, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, dude, there's nothing better than taking a swig of your Negroni and looking down at a perfectly spherical, clear cube or sphere that is like just beautifully crafted, keeping your drink cold and signaling to others that you are a man of taste. You know what I mean?
100%.
You don't fuck around with bullshit crushed ice from Starbucks. You know what I mean? You're somebody who is willing to go the extra mile for quality.
You believe that ice cubes should have integrity.
And if you're hosting and you don't have the spherical cocktail ice balls with a Z, you're not living.
Not a very good host.
No, you're a trash host.
Yeah. So, dude, I am 100% like down for these ice cubes. I know they're getting a lot of heat, which maybe makes them melt on TikTok. Like, they're blowing up on TikTok. These things are so like in the zeitgeist right now. Because people just don't understand. How can they cost $32? But you know what I say to that? How come your ice cubes are free? They must be low quality when they made from sewage water.
Yeah, we're comparing something free to something that is like outrageously expensive.
Yeah, totally. But you know what though? Like, I listened to an interview from the founder of this ice cube company, Penny Pound Ice, and he said it in one sentence just to completely describe why he makes these very, very expensive ice cubes.
Did he say, "Get your money up, broke boy"?
More or less. He said, you wouldn't put regular unleaded in a Lamborghini.
Ooh, let's go.
So he's like, you're buying this like $80, $100 bottle of whiskey, and you're gonna what? Water it down with tap water?
Put that Flint, Michigan in there.
Put the Flint in there, yeah. And then it just clicked for me. I'm like, duh, like the ice cube is such an important part of the beverage. And that's how they think about it in like New York cocktail bars, which are inspired by Japanese cocktail bars, which think of ice as a part of the drink, not just an afterthought. So it all kind of makes sense to me. So I'm completely game for these, and I think they should be a regular feature in my freezer.
I totally agree. The only thing that this type of ice does not service is like if you're paid bi-weekly, week 2, and you got ice soup. You're not saving any money by getting the cocktail ice.
No, I wouldn't put these in ice soup unless it was a special occasion.
Unless it was like a preemie for the main course.
Yeah, it's for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But I'm super down for these. They're also, the reason they're so expensive, Eric, is a few different reasons, and I'll tell you why before we end this episode.
Please.
One of them is obviously better water. They use super crisp, super clear, extremely well filtered water. It's poured hot and slow into a special freezing container that pulls out any impurities as it freezes, and it takes, I think, like 3 days to freeze.
Wow.
And then it's cut by hand with a bandsaw in order to create the shape. So that you actually have an artisan like sanding down this bad boy to get it just right before they package it and send it your way. But the last reason that these ice balls are so good is because, Eric, they are made with ligma.
Fuck off.
You know what that is?
I'm not saying it.
Oh, come on.
Dude, nice try.
Ah, shit.
Dude, you're going to have to do way better than that.
Well, that ends this episode. Breadheads, thank you for listening.
All right.
Think fresh, everybody.
Ciao.